Let's take a brief look at the Scarface Character Pack. This was the 7th paid character pack released for Payday 2, and is a crossover with the classic 80s crime flick Scarface starring Al Pacino. Spoiler warnings if you haven't seen the film yet. Let's start with the character. This pack adds Tony Montana, aka Scarface. He's a Cuban political refugee who came to the States in the 80s. He very quickly built his way up the ranks of the crime world, dealing mainly in cocaine. However, as he started to become wealthier and more successful, he turned into, frankly, a huge dick, and started going insane, to the point of driving his wife away, executing his best friend, and accidentally getting his sister killed. Seeing as he died rather extravagantly at the end of the movie, many people believe that the person heisting with us is in fact not the original Scarface, and is just using his name and appearance. This is, while not intentionally so, backed up by his voice. Obviously, Overkill wasn't able to get Al Pacino to voice Tony in-game, so they got the next best thing, Andre Soglioso. He's the same voice actor who portrayed Tony Montana in the Scarface video game, and well...
Down on the ground. Down on the fucking ground. Get down. Hey, Control. The radio just went fucking dead for no reason. Why we use this crap anyway? We're not in fucking Cuba.
It doesn't very much sound like Pacino. However, it's not bad by any means. Andre is a talented actor and the voice works well enough to get a pass. Moving on, let's talk about his perk deck, Kingpin. This is a very different style of perk from any that we've seen before. First off, it gives a passive 80% increase to your total health. On top of this, while Kingpin is equipped, your throwable weapon is replaced with an adrenaline injector. Upon using this injector, all cops in the area will stop targeting your teammates and turn to shoot you instead. And now, 75% of the damage you take will be converted into health that you heal instantly. So, while your armor is up, taking damage will actually heal you instead. And when your armor breaks, you're basically only taking 25% damage. One better, once your health dips below half, you'll start healing back all the damage you take, making you effectively invincible to bullets. All of these effects from the injector last 6 seconds, and after that you'll return to your normal state. The injector has a 30-second cooldown. However, that isn't much of a problem, since the timer for the cooldown starts the second you use the injector, and the injector lasts 6 seconds. The cooldown is realistically only 24 seconds. Plus, every kill you get while you're not in the adrenaline mode will reduce the cooldown timer by 1 second. On top of all of that, any kill you get while at full health while the injector is activated will also reduce the timer by 1 second. This perk is absolutely incredible! Upon one press of a key, you become pretty much immortal, while also taking some of the fire off your team and redirecting it to yourself. With Kingpin, you can very easily sprint through crowded areas without cover, complete heavily guarded objectives, and revive teammates during a firefight. I find myself using this perk for loud heists more than any other nowadays, especially on one down. Giving up your throwable weapon to have short bursts of invincibility is a worthwhile trade in my eyes. Something worth noting is that you can pop Kingpin while at full armor and shoot yourself with a grenade launcher to heal yourself. Speaking of which, let's move on to the gun this DLC adds. Say hello to the Little Friend 762 Assault Rifle, Scarface's signature weapon. Now, looking at the stats, you may think this is just a mediocre DMR. The damage is very high, but the ammo capacity and pickup rate are severely lacking. However, upon pressing your bipod button, 4 by default, you'll swap from the assault rifle to an underbarrel grenade launcher. This is basically a completely different weapon with its own reload, ammo pool, and pickup rate. A very high pickup rate, I might add. While the assault rifle's ammo economy is collapsing, the underbarrel grenade launcher's is booming. You'll almost never find yourself out of grenades to fire. This weapon isn't like any other rifles we've seen before in Payday 2, basically functioning as 2 separate weapons in one. When considering you still have a secondary weapon slot on top of this, you can basically have 3 weapons. I find myself bringing the Little Friend anytime I want to use a saw, so that I don't have to give up the grenade launcher I normally would have brought in my secondary slot. The assault rifle functionality of the Little Friend suffers to stay ammo efficient on most difficulties, but that especially shows through on one down. Unless you're bringing fully loaded ace, you'll find yourself spending more bullets than you're making back. Nevertheless, due to the inherently useful nature of having a grenade launcher always on hand, the Little Friend rifle is a great choice, just to be sure someone is packing some ammo bags. Finally, we have the Lumber Light L2 chainsaw. Despite being a chainsaw, this melee weapon works just like any other. You hold the button to charge and release the swing for mediocre damage. You can't hold it out and shred through multiple enemies like you can in other games. It's basically just another crappy reskinned melee weapon that we already have too many of. So that's about it. Would I recommend the Scarface Character Pack? I absolutely would. Even if Scarface himself isn't an exact replica of Tony from the movie, goofy, he's still a great character on his own merit. The Little Friend Rifle is a fantastic weapon so long as you have ammo at your disposal. The ability to effectively bring 3 weapons at once is a boon for sure. On top of this, Kingpin is a fantastic, borderline overpowered perk. All it takes is the press of a button and you're immortal for 6 seconds, with a comparatively short cooldown. Not to mention the extra 80% HP you get just for having the perk equipped. So, regardless of if you're a fan of the flick or not, I would absolutely recommend the Scarface Character Pack. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.